Welcome to the High Rankings podcast, brought to you by Dispensary-Growth, the preeminent SEO agency for dispensaries. Each episode will dive into the world of search engine optimization for cannabis dispensaries. We'll discuss the latest strategies and tactics to help your dispensary rank higher on search engines and attract more patients and customers. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, join us as we explore how to maximize your online presence and stay ahead of the competition in the rapidly growing cannabis industry.
Hello and welcome to the final podcast episode of the year. We are ending on episode 88. We are heading into Christmas, into the Christmas break. And before you know it, we will be in 2025, which is bananas. I feel like this year has absolutely flown by. But then when I look back to January, it feels like it was forever ago. It's so weird. Yeah. So what you got to share with us in our last podcast of the year?
Well, heading to Vancouver tomorrow, which will be awesome. And yes, I have started my holiday shopping. Everything should be here by this
Started your
week.
list.
I'm doing, I'm just getting everything online, just getting it delivered. That's the easiest way to do it. We were at the Apple store over the weekend. It was just mayhem, pure mayhem.
Yeah, it's that time of year. This is the time of year to avoid the Apple store.
Yeah, got some cool things. I think we were in there for an hour, but yeah, it was like, I don't want to say elbow to elbow. So we were there on a Sunday at like 5:00. So we were in the burbs. We were in the suburb of Denver. Yeah, it was pretty busy.
Is your Apple store like a standalone store, or is it in like a mall?
It's in a mall.
Yeah, so is ours.
The two that are nearby are in malls. Are there standalone? Well, I'm sure I'm sure in like California or
We only have one, and
Cupertino.
it's in a mall. It's in the posh mall, as I call it, the one where like Gucci and like Louis, that mall. Yeah,
that's kind of what it is here. But it's like right next to the Tesla in the mall here, Tesla store.
Yeah, we have.
What else? Yeah, so the list, knocking that out, flying out to Vancouver tomorrow. I think Denver to Vancouver is, I want to say it's like 2.5 hours.
That's not bad at all.
I want to say it's like less than 3. Denver to Florida, I think is, well, obviously it's longer.
Yeah.
I remember that being kind of a rough flight, but yeah, looking forward to this. That'll be fun. So we fly out tomorrow, being Wednesday, get back, staying for 3 nights. And yeah, that'll be fun. It'll be fun just I'm still going to work. It'll be fun to just get out of Denver.
Yeah.
Something calming. I don't know what it is, but even though it will be mayhem and I'm expecting the mayhem, there's something calming about airports to me. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like very liberating. And you just kind of hop on and take off.
Yeah.
But we plan to get there early. Well, we're flying international, but we can hit a lounge and get some breakfast. And yeah, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. So
what's the weather looking like up there?
That's a good question. Let's see. It's supposed to be a little rainy. Vancouver. Good thing I can. It's rainfall. Okay, so 10-day weather. My girlfriend said it was kind of rainy. Wednesday, partly cloudy. Okay, so nothing is delayed. So Thursday, some rain. Friday, late rain. Yeah, looks like it's just rain. Chance of rain. Which, all right, that's not bad. Kind of would have liked snow, but when we get back, I think we'll have a white Christmas here in Denver.
Must be nice.
It is nice, yeah. It is. So anyway, what is new with you?
Well, let's see. All of my shopping is now complete. There is a particular brand that makes kitchen appliances, etc., that is highly pissing me off right now because I ordered something from them a week ago and they haven't even shipped it out yet. And you can't get a hold of anybody by telephone. Their chat feature on their website's not working. And so yesterday morning I looked and it hadn't shipped out. So I reached out to a friend of mine because it's from my husband. I reached out to a friend and asked her if she could please order it from me from Amazon, hoping it would get here quicker. And then I went back in the afternoon to check what was happening with my order. So, because I ordered directly from them. And now they've added a thing on the page, like a little box on the page where my order is that says I can't return or cancel this order.
Oh.
Which I think is shady as fuck, because basically they know that I'm not going to get this order in time for Christmas now, right? It's taken them a week and they haven't mailed it out yet. And they know I'm not getting it for Christmas. So now they're like, well, she's probably not going to get it in time for probably what she wanted it for. But now we're not going to let her cancel the order, and we're not going to let her return the order. So they're going to ship it out whenever the fuck they feel it's shipping it out. And there's nothing I can do about it. And I cannot get hold of anybody.
Who's the manufacturer?
KitchenAid.
Really?
Yeah. I'm beyond pissed. I'm
Yeah,
beyond
I'd
pissed.
be fucking livid.
Yeah. And I literally can't get hold of anybody. So yeah, I'm beyond irritated because there's nothing I can do about it. They're literally just going to ship it out. When I ordered it on the 10th, and it said the estimated delivery date was today, which I understand it would take longer than that possibly because Christmas and they're really busy and everything. Well, it still hasn't shipped out. And now it says this order is not eligible for a return or cancellation. Call this number for questions or help. Well, when you call them, you can't get hold of anybody. So they're just going to ship it whenever the hell they want to ship it. And I'm screwed because I can't cancel the order, even though they haven't shipped it out. And I can't send it back for a return when I finally get it, whenever that might be.
Yikes.
So I'm like beyond irritated. So that's not going to come in time, obviously. Let's see what else. But everything else is here. Everything I've mailed out, all of my packages that need mailing out. Yeah. Pretty much the only thing that we really have to do is like last minute shopping for like food, but we just got a brand new Trader Joe's that opened up by me, so it's closer than the other two, so I'll be going there this week to just grab some bits and pieces. We had my husband's Christmas party last week. That was fun. It's always fun to go hang out with his work people. They just get together. Their office is like, it's not in a farm, but it's in like a rural part of the city, and the boss has like cows and stuff out there, and so he gets one of his buddies to come along with this huge ass smoker, and he just smokes all this like meat, which I don't eat, but I sent you pictures of it, some of it. So we did that, and then last minute shopping, and yeah, it's kind of like the wind down now till Christmas. I gotta go get me some new glasses tomorrow because I can't see. Fun
Yeah,
stuff.
this really is like the best time of year. Like you can, I don't want to say relax. Well, it is kind of stressful with the holidays, but like
Yeah.
things are good. Things can always be worse. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's good to see fam. And I actually like traveling this time of year. I don't know why. Like I haven't put my finger on it, but I just kind of enjoy like the chaos of the controlled chaos of travel. And my girlfriend and I did watch Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2 over the past week. And they're funny. I mean, I totally forgot that Kieran Culkin is in both of those movies.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I didn't know that Macaulay Culkin made only made like 100K on that.
I want to say there was some bullshittery with his parents and the money.
Yeah, I remember hearing some fuckery going on.
I don't remember what
But
it was.
I don't know, like I haven't really seen him in anything other than Home Alone. And
He was in Uncle Buck.
was he in Richie Rich? Was that him?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen that movie.
Okay. Anyway.
I feel like we might have debated this before, but I can't remember. So my husband hired a new electrician, basically kind of an apprentice. Yeah, he's an apprentice because he's still somewhat new. And he started work in the beginning of December. So he's like been there 5 minutes. And he was at the Christmas party. And he walks up to the Christmas party and he's wearing a sweatshirt that says Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And I said, oh, it's really nice to meet you, insert name. I was really hoping that we'd get along as well as the other two guys that work for him, because I love those guys. I go, but then you show up wearing that sweatshirt, and clearly we're not going to be friends.
I bet he was so sad.
I firmly am on the hill that it is not a Christmas movie. It happens around Christmas.
I don't think it is either.
But you could take out Christmas and that movie would still happen any other time of year. It's not Christmas centered.
No, I don't think it's a Christmas movie. And I was talking to my girlfriend about it, like, what's the best Christmas movie? I mean, Home Alone is pretty good. I think Home Alone 2 is a little bit. It's so weird to see Trump in Home Alone 2.
Oh yeah, because
at the Plaza Hotel. Yeah, let's see, best Christmas movie.
I think Love Actually is a great Christmas movie.
Oh boy,
Christmas Story. Come on now. You can't tell me that's not a great movie. You'll poke your eye out, kid. Or you'll shoot your eye out, kid. That's what he says. Great movie.
Okay. I'm looking at lists. I mean, Elf is pretty good.
Anna, I know him. That's a good movie. Let's see.
I'm looking at lists right now. Harold and Kumar, the Christmas movie. I still love those
Christmas
movies.
Vacation.
Yeah.
Obviously. Duh. Yeah.
I like Nightmare Before Christmas. That was cool. Tim Burton's. Yeah. I don't think.
Okay, but is that a Christmas movie or a Halloween movie?
I mean, it's Nightmare Before Christmas.
So therefore, before Christmas.
Yeah.
At Christmas or during Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas. I'd call that a Christmas movie.
This is before Christmas. The Grinch is another great one.
Yeah, Grinch is good.
Yeah. Oh,
Johnny
Christmas
Hill.
Carol.
Who's in that?
Depends which version of it you're watching, because there's like it's been made 100 different times.
Okay.
I heard the backstory to that book the other day, and I was like so surprised at what happened. But Charles Dickens was wandering through a graveyard in Scotland, and he came across a gravestone that he misread. It's not there anymore. I think it was Scotland. I can't remember. He was wandering through some graveyard. I want to say it was in Scotland. And he misread a gravestone. And the last name was very close to Scrooge. It was like Scroggy or something, like Scroggi, Scroggy. And he thought that the gravestone says, "Here lies Ebenezer Scroggy, a mean man," right? And so he kind of took that and ran with it, and that started him thinking about Scrooge, the story.
Mm-hmm.
What it actually said on the gravestone was a meal man, which back then in the day meant that he worked with like corn or flour or something, like that kind of meal. But he thought it was mean, and he thought, God, like how awful must this guy have been for you to write that on, to write mean on his gravestone and it be there for like ever, right? So he took that and he ran with it, and that's how that was the foundation of the story of Ebenezer Scrooge and Christmas Carol. I was like,
okay, I didn't know that.
yeah, there you go.
Okay, all right.
Anyway, so that's what's going on.
What about last one, Just Friends? I thought that was a funny movie. I saw that in the theater.
Is that Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
And he goes home. He goes home.
Yeah, yeah. The waitress calls him a chubby bunny.
And I seem to remember there was like funny scene outside her house or something in the driveway.
Probably, yeah. It's a funny movie. It's a good movie.
I think that I'll give you that. That is a good funny movie. But yeah, but Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It's a hill I am very happy to die on. Anyway, so yes, we're winding down for Christmas. This will be the last podcast episode of the year, just because traveling and then family time. We're both going to be. My husband will be off as of Friday until the new year, which having that much time with him is like so rare. So yeah, so we are taking some time to be with our families, but we'll be back in the new year, obviously, with fresh episodes for you. But today, what we thought we would talk about, other than Christmas, because it's so close, is we're going to just quickly go over how to navigate Google's 2025 SERP updates. I think a lot of it's going to be pretty self-explanatory. I will say, though, I am, at least from the research that I've done, is that AI is going to drive a lot of these updates and these changes that we're going to see from Google in 2025. So I think you guys really need to be aware of that and decide how you're going to incorporate or optimize or maximize your AI usage next year, but also how that's going to fit into, how Google views AI. So I think if you take anything away from this podcast, it will be that you definitely need to lock into AI from both of those perspectives.
Yeah, learn how to use it. I still believe that AI is not replacing anybody. It's just making things better. Once you learn how to use it with prompts and everything, whether it's ChatGPT or Bard or another tool, Surfer or any other content tool, yeah, just learn how to use it, mess around with it, make mistakes, and see how it really can, just once you learn how to use it, make your life easier.
And speaking of learning how to use it, this may seem obvious to some people who use it regularly, but for those who don't or are intimidated by it, one thing I will say is think about your prompts, because that's having a good prompt for ChatGPT or whichever platform you decide to use is literally the foundation of everything. And it's going to dictate the kind of information and content that you get given. So if you think that there's you and your competitor and you're both on, say, ChatGPT, and you both say, hey, I have a dispensary. I need you to write me a blog post with 1,500 words on the difference between indica and sativa, right? If your prompts are both basically the same, you're basically both going to get the same response back. Your content is going to be the same. It is not going to set you apart from each other. You need to be very creative with your prompts. You need to be very intentional with your prompts. You need to think about what you want the content to say, how informative it is for your users. Like, you need to really curate your prompts in order for you to get unique content back. And even once you've got that content back and it is unique, referencing, your well thought out, well researched prompts, you then need to go in and you need to edit it and make it unique to your dispensary, including your locations, including your dispensary names. Maybe you've got something specific that you want to include in there. Just because you get a fully formed piece of content at the end of it does not mean your job is done. You're going to need to go in there again and edit it down even more to make it more personal to your dispensary and your location. Because otherwise you're literally going to have the same content as ABC dispensary 2 miles down the road. So prompts in terms of AI it's where your skill gets honed, right? I think back to when we first started to dig our feet a little bit into the AI water, sand, whatever. If you think about some of the prompts we were using back then compared to how advanced we are now with the things that we ask, they're a world apart. Like, we have improved massively because we've understood the technology a lot more as we've taken a dive into it.
Yeah. The prompts and the technology itself has just gotten better.
Yeah, 100%.
And it still needs, like, when it spits out content, like, if you're talking meta descriptions, title tags, whatever it is, it still needs a human touch on it.
I was watching a YouTube video earlier this morning, and they were talking about some of the issues that AI-driven data has had, where, first of all, the information's inaccurate, but then the people who use that content have just put it up and available and not really checked it. And one of them was something about making cheese stick to pizza or cheese stick to bread or something, and how the AI, let's say it was ChatGPT, I'm not sure if it was, but let's say ChatGPT, the advice that was given was to include glue in order to make your cheese. And so it was just talking about how, as good as this technology is, like, it's still handing out misinformation. There was another one they were talking about including rocks in your diet for some reason.
Yeah, get it.
So it's not perfect. Like, it's not perfect. And we need to recognize that it's not perfect, but also, if you're going to use AI-driven content, that you still need to cast a human eye over it. Because cheese and glue is not really,
AI is just that. It's AI. It's a machine that is learning what you give it, but again, you still need that human oversight just to make sure there's no fuckery that it's spitting out, and hopefully you're not giving that to your customers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's no bueno.
Yeah. And also, I would say this, and I think a lot of it also is to do with the prompts, but you also have to be aware that one thing that, like, makes it really clear that it's an AI written piece of content is when it's, like, lackluster. Like,
when there's, like, no depth, right? It's like, as we delve into this and in an
really
AI-driven world, and
it's
so
super
stupid.
bland and can potentially be, like, boring to read, even if the information in it isn't boring. So be aware of that. Make sure that your content has personality, because if a user is bored reading your content, it's not going to be great. So you definitely don't want to do that. And also remember that now most people have access to some form of AI, right? So if they want to know the difference between indica and sativa, rather than them go to ChatGPT or etc. and just write, what's the difference between, you somehow want to get them to your website for you to answer that question to them, especially like local SEO. So that's even more reason why you don't want to provide, like, lackluster, boring content, because anyone can get that. you want to make sure your content is not only is it informational, but there's a good rhythm to it and there's a personality to it that does make your content stand out from something that AI has produced. So all these kind of things, just really, I'm not saying don't use AI. I have notoriously not been a fan of AI. Typically, I do see its value. I do see its worth. I just, as with anything, I have to get around to liking these things. I definitely see the value in it, but I also see that there are ways to improve it. So just bear that in mind when you are using AI. Just be very aware of that. Okay, so what else do we think is going to potentially change or we need to pay attention to for 2025?
I think there's going to be a bigger emphasis on local search results. So can't do them for dispensaries, but LSAs, local service ads, which is only going to make that top of a page real estate even more valuable for dispensaries, which means you're going to have a bigger concentration and emphasis on your backlinks, on your content, on your technical portion of the website. And I think local results are going to play a bigger role in SERPs. So I'm starting to see, I put in like for example, just before I hit record, I went and took my bike into a local bike store and I put in bike store near me just to see like what was around me. And it was a generated, what do you call it? I can't remember what the word is, but it said closest to you is bike store X. And here is the address. Here's the phone number. Here are the hours. And wow, okay, that answered my question like right away because it knew my query, my keyword is bike store near me. Like I just tell me where to go. Just show me the closest one to me. Give me the information and then let me make that decision because it's a certain intent, which is exactly what I needed. And I just went and it took 10 minutes and I just dropped off my bike to get cleaned up and it'll be ready later today. So I think there's a bigger emphasis on local results.
I think that ties in with what I had read about the Google. So the Google CEO, he was at some summit, I think it was like an
AI summit or something.
Yeah, something like that. And he said that they're integrating AI a lot more into their search engine. So it's going to be handling like complex queries a lot better. And that it's going to be noticeable to the users because now with them integrating AI into that more, they're going to be able to handle more complex queries a lot better than they have been. So the results are going to be a lot more defined for the users and more personal to them. So you seeing that change with something as basic as bike shop near me kind of doesn't surprise me at all, because if they're going to put that much effort into more complex queries and you can ensure that the AI capability on something more simple, that would make more sense to me. But yeah, they are definitely integrating it a lot more in order to get, more precise results with a complex question.
I wonder how many times it'll be spot on with user intent. Because like when I search bike shop near me, maybe I guess it would be bike shops, plural, pretty closest to me. But I just put bike shop near me and that first hit went up. And I actually did visit that place the other day and I was just saying like, I wonder if this will pop up. And it did pop up. That was the first result. So that's pretty gangster. So I wonder where that will go. I wonder what we'll see. And I wonder like when the first iteration like is fully rolled out, how long it will take until the second and then, the third and fourth and so on and so on.
Oh yeah, they'll just keep honing it down. I mean, he definitely said more notable, like it would be something that we would readily, like easily be able to notice. So I'm kind of excited because I mean, it's rare that it's like really off the mark for me at least, but to hone it in even more, I think, it's going to be pretty cool to see how they do that and to see what that actually looks like.
I think it'll be pretty badass. I think, as this tightens up, as Google is more stringent and sifts away all the fuckery, I think they'll just make it even easier to find what it is that you're looking for.
Yeah, 100%. Totally agree with that. For sure. Okay, so obviously we go over the usual, make sure that your content is updated, optimized, you've got new content on there, it's relevant content, update anything that is out of date. Obviously, because Google has a history of and will continue to make sure it's prioritizing relevant and updated content. So that's like a given. That's something you should be doing all the time anyway, in order to make sure that you're still ranking where you want to be ranking, or you're heading that way. So there is that. What else do we think?
Well, yeah, what you said, keeping your content updated, keeping it fresh, running audits, looking at what pages are performing, what pages are not performing. You can look at in SEMrush, go into backlink analytics, and then in the upper right-hand corner, go to indexed pages. And then you can see that those are your web pages, not best pages, but one to have the most backlinks and most referring domains, not, I guess, heaviest pages. You can optimize, you can keep refreshing those pages on there because they have the best backlinks pointing to it. So that's an easy way, not like a cheat code, just like a little golden nugget. Those index pages under backlink analytics, you can page link from those pages to new pieces of content, and they can just continually update those heavy pages under index pages on SEMrush. So that's an easy way. Keep those updated. Yeah, run audits, and refreshing content is so big. Yeah, it should be done. It's not going to change I can't see it changing in any algorithm moving forward. I think that's one of the biggest things to SEO, in my opinion, updating content. That's a really easy way to do it. And yeah, it's backlinks, content, and technicals. So keeping your backlinks good and putting the right value on the right pages. So it can be like user reviews, testimonials to your physical location. All that stuff is really good for Google.
Just a question. Whilst we were discussing that, I went on to Gemini. I don't know if you've used Gemini before, because I sure haven't until like just now. It's Google's version of ChatGPT or whatever. And I just typed in what's the difference between indica and sativa. And I gotta say, I kind of like it because it brought me up an image. It talked about indica first and brought me up an image of an indica plant with a link to Wikipedia, and the same for sativa. And then it talked a little bit about it. And then I went over to ChatGPT and did the same thing, and no images and no links, but the information on there is, solid. I guess my question is, do you think Google would prioritize information from Gemini on a SERP over a ChatGPT response?
I think so. Yeah, probably.
But they would also know that it was AI generated from themselves.
Yeah, it's supposed to have a watermark on it, like a digital watermark. But I think they would. Yeah.
Interesting. Didn't think about the watermark. I just was curious because Gemini you can use for all different kinds of things. Like I know, like, it's not, I think it does more than ChatGPT from what I understand. But yeah, it's interesting. I was like, would they prioritize it more, or would they push it down more because it'd be easy for them to know that it was their stuff? But
I would think, I don't know this, but I think they'd prioritize it. But again, they would know if they're trying to just spit out a bunch of AI content. But I haven't really messed around with it that much.
No, me either. I literally, was the first time I used it. I mean, at least from the user experience, it looks the same as ChatGPT, but obviously the images and stuff. But I mean, obviously over the last year, I'm sure everyone that uses Google has noticed a change in the results page anyway. Because literally the first thing that pops up typically now is some kind of AI generated response.
Oh, it's like all AI. Yeah, like it's everything on there is AI.
It used to be ads and then ranked pages or ranked websites, but now it's like the first thing that comes up is AI. So it's kind of like we have to just acknowledge that that's the way the world's going.
Yeah.
I feel like the old grandma when I'm like, oh, AI. It's like when microwaves first came out. Oh, I'll never have a microwave, and now everyone has a microwave.
Like the old lady in the shoe. It's just like you and a bunch of animals yelling at AI, the AI cloud.
Yeah. I mean, I don't dislike it I used to be staunchly against AI, as you know, because we had many heated debates about it.
Did you get your answer when you put in difference between indica and sativa? Did you get your answer like right away?
Yeah, got my answer right away, and just like it does with ChatGPT, it like it just did the exact same.
Spits it out. Yeah. Interesting.
And I'm sure again, as the more that you use it, the more that you get used to its technology and what it can do, what it can't do, all those kind of things. Like I just clicked onto it now, and there's like 4 boxes that came up, and one is like, I can play chess right now, I can brainstorm, I can unlock my career potential using their career guide, and I can level up my coding skills with their coding hub.
Cool. That's badass.
I've got no intention of test, but they're
I
cool.
wonder if they're called what?
You can have these gems. You can access gems
Gems.
from your local school account if your admin enables access to Gemini for workspace. So you can have little gem box stuff. So
I was just going to ask you if you can create your own prompt preset. So like with ChatGPT, you create your own GPTs.
yeah.
Yeah, which are how like like APIs work with like different products. Like I'll show you offline, but I wonder if you can do that with Gemini. I'm sure you can.
There's a gem manager, so I'm assuming
That's probably maybe that is. I don't know.
I mean, I think it's definitely something to play with because I'm sure that they both have different. They'll have different. One's going to be better at one thing, and one's better, and that depends how it was built. You know what I mean? So, and then another one. I know we've talked about this before. I think we talked about this last year because Google had rolled out their EEAT principles, which was experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, which was part of their ranking, I guess, factors. I know we talked about it last year, but these are all things that it will and do impact the ranking of your website. And they are things that you need to pay particular attention to when you are creating your content, and that has not changed. All the research I did, again, looking at what was changing or what was new for 2025, really emphasized this again. So it all comes down to quality of content, really, when you think about it, making sure that your information is accurate, that your product pages obviously are detailed enough, any reviews you have and testimonials are on there. So it's EAT principles, EEAT principles, and that just helps build the authority and the trustworthiness of your website, and therefore will obviously help increase your rankings. But again, I think they rolled this theory out, or this platform, whatever, out, I think it was like a few years ago, 2020, 2021. So there's still a big emphasis on that you should be paying attention to in 2025.
Yeah, like let the uniqueness and what makes your dispensary's brand unique and valuable, let that come out in your content. That's something that AI most likely cannot pick up. So let that voice come out through your content.
100%. 100%, because you still need to be unique, which goes back to the first thing I said about using your AI driven content and make it personal to you. Also, snippets won't hurt. If you can, we have done an episode, I believe, on snippets, but if you can optimize your content so that it can be used as a snippet, that would massively help you as well. Google Snippets. But again, that's just optimizing your information, and you can go back and you can listen to that episode because we did a deep dive into that as well.
I think that's what popped up, actually, a snippet of Bike Shop Near Me. Might be like a little knowledge panel. Anyway, yeah, that popped up, and that's what did it for me. So
yeah,
all right, I'm just gonna buzz over there, drop it off, see what they're about. If it's a good experience, then
so
just keep going back.
The bike shop that you took it to today, have you ever been there as a customer before?
As a customer, no, but somebody told me about it at Trestle. I knew of it, but I'd never been there before.
Right.
But I didn't look it up and I I drove by. I knew exactly where it was because it's so close to where I live. And yeah, when I just Googled it this morning and it popped up.
Did you look at the reviews?
No, I will right now, actually.
Interesting. Because we talk a lot about how important reviews are, and you did not look at reviews. Why was that?
It was really close, and I heard it was pretty good.
Okay, so you'd already had a review, like word of mouth review.
Yeah, exactly. Oh wow, all 5-star reviews. You got.
Ooh, check that out.
64 of them. Their lowest review is 4 stars from 10 months ago.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, that's legit. Cool. And he does the same kind of riding that I do. Well, he was a pro at one time, so I guess it's not the same. But he's worked on a lot of bikes that I have, like Burley downhill bikes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Yeah, and it's super close too. I was tired of driving across the. I know we're going off topic now, but I was tired of driving across Denver, sitting in traffic, and I get poopy pants. Sometimes I get a little impatient and I get poopy pants. So I was looking for a place closer to my place.
Well, but again, it was helpful because you typed in exactly what you wanted and it popped up and boom. Yeah,
the intent was there. I was very, very, very bottom of the funnel. Just give me a place to go and get the hell out of my way. Just let me spend money there. That's what it was.
There you go. See, it works. All right. Is there anything else you think that we need to highlight that is going to be important moving forward for 2025 other than the obvious stuff?
Other than backlinks, have clean backlinks, other than have an organized, well-structured, clean hierarchy to your website and good, clean content and updating often. No, I think that's it. That's the core of it. That's the foundation of SEO, those three arms: content, backlinks, and technical.
Yeah.
Just keep that clean and update often and you'll be good.
And obviously, I will say that like Google does frequently change things. So obviously we do keep a finger on the pulse. So as throughout the year, as we're aware of any changes, obviously we will bring them back, bring them to your attention. So it's not that like this is a one and done, but it never hurts to research it yourself, see what particularly stands out to you, see what makes sense to you. But obviously, as things come up, we will most definitely make sure that you guys are all aware of that too.
Yeah. I think that's it, huh?
I think so. I think we're ready to wind down, and we're so close to being done for the end of the year. You're off on your travels.
Can't wait. Vancouver's going to be banging.
You need
Just
to
the
get
food.
all just crisps, chips, and also poutine.
Oh yeah. Maybe I think we'll have some. We're having homemade pizza first
Yum.
night, and then the second night we're going to a nice sushi place or like a Japanese place. And then that's Thursday. I don't know about Friday. I don't know. We'll see.
Well,
see.
I'm sure it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, but there's just good food in general in Vancouver, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, all right. I think that's going to be us for the year. We wish you all happy holidays, and for those who celebrate, and enjoy some good, peaceful downtime, time with your family. And we will be back in the new year with a whole bunch of more podcasts.
We got more coming. We got more to the team. We got bigger product suite. We got big things coming next year. It's exciting.
And I won't quit. So yeah.
Well, that's not exciting. Okay.
All right, guys. Well, we will have a happy ending to the rest of the year, and we'll be back in 2025 to talk to you some more then. Until then, you can find us on LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. You can comment, like, subscribe, leave us a review. Any questions you have, any comments, we will happily take them. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks.
Peace.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of the High Rankings podcast, brought to you by Dispensary-Growth, the preeminent SEO agency for dispensaries. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you found value in the insight and the tips we shared. If you did, please hit that subscribe button. And if you're feeling super generous, we would love it if you left us a review. If there's a specific topic you'd like us to cover in a future episode, or if you have any questions, you can go ahead and find us on LinkedIn or YouTube. We'll see you next time.